Okay, we are live. Woohoo! Hello, everybody out there. I am so excited. We've got our coffee. This is our, everybody hold up your cups. But this wine, oh, it even has lipstick on it now. Yeah. But we've got our coffee or cocoa or water, whatever we decided, or wine, whatever we choose to do. Of course, it is a Sunday, so we might be taking a break from the alcohol, I guess, probably. But hey, everybody, I just am so glad you're here, and I'm going to share with you guys some ins and outs about why you would ever want to move up in Mary Kay. And I've got some gals on this call, and what I love about this right now, about the StreamYard that we're doing, is that we've got every consultant on here at a different level. Like, it's interesting to me because Deborah is the pioneer. She's been a consultant in my unit the longest. And then Katie pretty much was born into it because her mom was one. And then Courtney has been in the business and is a seasoned consultant, but is kind of looking into the sharing thing, but hasn't quite done it yet. So this is a great balance, you guys. Oh my gosh, God is so good. He puts people in the right place at the right time, doesn't he? Oh my goodness, for sure, for sure. Well, this is our once a month, moving on up, and I'm calling it the Christmas coffee for December. And we're going to do this once a month. And so anybody who's watching this that would like to be a part of it, who would like to learn more about what it takes to move up in Mary Kay, this is going to be a sharing time. So we're going to talk a lot about it. But I'm going to talk about some of the particulars as to the reasoning behind why a person might want to move up in the business. But before we get started, I want each of the participants right now just to say your name, where you live, and what's your favorite Christmas gift of all time. I just think that would be fun. So I'm Jill Kimple, the fearless Jill Kimple from Wichita, Kansas, and my favorite gift in Christmas of all time, I have two of them on, and I'm just going to tell you. Well, my daughter was born December 12th, so that was a good Christmas gift. But this, I have crosses. My husband every year gives me cross necklaces. And so those are just kind of fun little sentimental. I like those Christmas gifts. So I will pass it on to you, Katie. So tell us all about you.
Hi, I'm Katie Larson. I'm in Stanton, Iowa. Favorite Christmas gift. When you said that, I guess more like memories came to mind. So a couple of them, when we were really little, like Molly and I were kind of the age where maybe we weren't going to believe in Santa anymore. We're like trying to figure it out. And we had a little bit of snow that year. And so Dad snuck out and put like reindeer tracks and sleigh tracks on the roof. So then we were like, well, yeah, he's real. So that one. And then we have a tradition at our house, like Mom always had us write thank you notes, and it turned into, we would make Shirley temples and write thank you notes. And it's just kind of a cute little thing. So those are, I like the traditions and the memories probably more than the gifts.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Next we've got Courtney. You want to go ahead?
So I'm Courtney Landsberger, and I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. And my favorite Christmas gift was probably my engagement ring. My husband proposed to me on Christmas morning. So, yeah.
Yay! That's so cool. Congrats. Yeah. That's fun. That's fun. How many years has it been, Courtney?
We've been married 6, so the engagement would have been 7 years.
Wow. Oh, yeah. That's a neat memory. I just love that. That's awesome. Okay, next we've got Deborah.
Actually, I'm in my office, and so I have my favorite one with me right here. I'm a writer, and one year my dad spent the whole year just kind of writing some short stories, some poetry, some journalings, and he did a handwritten book for one for me and one for each of my sisters. And so I have my dad's handwritten stories in this book that he gave us for Christmas one year. So this is my favorite Christmas gift ever.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay, yay. Well, and you know, Christmas is really one of my favorite times of the year, because as you all know, whoever's in my unit, my language is gift giving. I get the biggest kick out of giving gifts. And I just do Christmas all year round. I think that's one thing I love about Mary Kay is I get to live my love language. I get to give you guys and shower you with tons of gifts. And I love that. I love it. It's awesome. Okay. So ladies, we're going to get started. And I want you to just kind of raise your hand up when I ask you this question. And a thumbs up is a thumbs up. That means yes, okay? If you could change a friend's life for the better, would you do it?
Oh.
Doesn't matter what it is. You would do it, right? Okay, yes. If you could add extra money to your family's budget with adding only 1 to 2 extra hours per month, would you do it? Yes or no? Okay. And if you could build a business where eventually you could make an executive income with part-time hours, would you do it? This is a question. Now you're all going to have to answer this, okay? What would you do with an extra $1,000 per month starting right now? What would you do with that? I'm just curious. So Katie, we'll start with you. We'll just go down the list here.
So Shane and I have been getting all Dave Ramsified at our house and paying off debt and it's been very exciting. So we would make extra payments on that because we just paid off the car and the student loan should be done here within the year. So yeah, that's what we do with it.
And isn't that awesome? Boy, I tell you what, when you, even my husband and I right now, we've been together for over 20 years. We've got a financial advisor. And I'll tell you what, we are so excited about the next 10 years of saving for retirement. I mean, we want to travel, we want to do some things, but wow, isn't that empowering? It's empowering to take control of your money and your situation and to pay down your debt. And that is so empowering. So how exciting. That's awesome. Okay, so Courtney, talk to me. What would you do with an extra $1,000?
So we are in the same boat. So we're doing a lot of paying off debt like Katie is. So at first it would probably go towards that. But once that is all kind of taken care of, I think it would just be fun money for me and the girls and my husband to go on trips or vacations to save for that fun stuff that we maybe don't like get to do all the time now, or we have to, think about and really plan for a long time and save up to do things. So, yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to do, Courtney, so tell me, where would be the first trip that you would take your family on? What would be the first place you want to go?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I don't know. My mom's already claimed Disney World for the kids when they turn 5, so I can't take that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know. We haven't had that money, so I haven't put that thought into it.
Okay, so what I want you to do, I'm glad you said that. So what I want you to do is I want you to put that on paper. Like once you decide, I want you to put it on paper and take a picture of it and then put it somewhere where you can see it all the time. Visual things are so important. And Katie, I go back to you. You're excited about paying off that debt, and that's awesome. But what will you do once that's done? What is that one thing that you would just love to give your family out of your income? If you had an extra $1,000 each month and you saved up for 3 months, what would you do with that extra money?
So we're really excited about buying like land around our house someday. We might have that option. So probably put it towards that and have like a bigger purchase with it and be able to put it towards that. So that's what I would do with it.
Okay, so what I want you to do is take a picture of some land. I mean, this is so cool, you guys, to do this, because I've been talking to a lot of seasoned directors, and I literally watched a video of Heather Daniel Kent, who's a $1 million director just recently. And she, 15 years ago, she did a Christmas story video. You guys, I'm going to send it to you so you can watch it. It's the cutest thing. She had a vision board, and it was just a page. And she said she loves Christmas. I mean, wait till you see her house now. But she, 15 years ago, was in debt over $65,000. And and all she wanted to do was have a Christmas where she didn't borrow money on a credit card to pay for gifts for people, because her love language is gift giving. And you guys, you ought to see how it all came to fruition. It is the coolest thing. but she had this on paper. And now to be able to go back and look at that all those years ago, it's incredible to see what has happened. It's incredible. Okay, so Deborah, what would you do with an extra $1,000 a month?
Okay, well here's my first thing when you said that. We've been kind of chipping away a little bit about some outdoor living space in our backyard, and we're doing it a little bit at a time, and it's nice. Every year we do a little bit more, but man, I would love to just do exactly what I want. Like, get the awesome barbecue grill area that I want, get the awesome patio as big as I want, have the ceiling fans and the mosquito netting and the cool seated area. And so really just make that kind of like a really gorgeous, comfortable outside seating area or living area in our backyard. That's what I would do with it.
Oh, and that's cool because that could just be your own little oasis.
Yeah, we use our backyard a lot as it is, but I would really love to have it just exactly the way I want it. That kind of dream backyard that you see in all the magazines and on the HGTV shows. So that would be what I'd spend the money on.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we can't really do anything unless we have a vision. We have to know where we're going, you guys. If we don't know where we're going, we don't get there. You just don't get there. Okay, so I am going to share some things with you guys real quickly. I want to show you guys the career ladder first, because this is something that unless you're focused on moving up, a lot of people don't look at this. They don't take a peek at it. I will tell you that on Mary Kay In Touch, they have a new tab. And I encourage you guys to go look at that tab. It says compensation, and it tells you step by step how to move up to the next level. So the next level for some, if you're a brand new consultant and you don't have anybody on your team, would be senior consultant. And that means that you have 1 to 2 people on your team. That means you've shared the career opportunity with at least 1 to 2 people. So I call you a senior consultant. And then if you've got 2 people, a senior. So I give that 2 titles, even though the company doesn't. Then once you have 3 to 4, you would move up to team or star team builder. Okay. Then you move up to team leader with 5 to 7. And then 8 is elite team leader. They've changed the name. It's now elite team leader. So then you go into DIQ and of course director. And I'm going to show this to you. There's so many different career ladders and stuff out there. I'm just going to pull this up so you guys can see it. But this is a career ladder. You're going to hear my voice, but you're not going to see me. There it is. It's right in the middle of us. But if you see here, you've got your independent beauty consultant, your senior beauty consultant, your star team builder, team leader. This future sales director is now elite team leader. Okay. Director in qualification and then sales director. Okay. Enough on that. We don't really need to go into a lot of detail because you know where you're at and you just need to look at the next step up. Don't get too far out there. Don't look too far in advance. Enjoy the journey. Okay. But a lot of people are like, well, okay, so how's this work? What's the big deal here? And I'm going to show you guys something. It's really little print. So, I need to go over this. Hang on. I'm going to go over it. I'm going to show it on the screen, but it's really, really tiny because it's 3 examples of 3 different consultants. Okay. And I named them Sally, Sherry, and Susie. Okay. So Sally Sue, Sherry Sue, and Susie Q. Okay. So anyway, those are those girls. But I'm don't laugh. I know. And I know there's some, look how little. That is teeny tiny. I will send this to you guys, I promise. So don't try to get any magnifying things out there. But I just want to let you know I was prepared when I came to this. But the first consultant, her name is Sally. She's brand new. Now, this is huge, you guys. You need to know this so that when you bring in new people, we have some people right now that are brand new that could literally take advantage of this. This is something the company put in place about a year and a half ago. And our unit has not taken advantage of it. You guys need to hear about this. This is incredible. You're a brand new consultant. Did you know that within the first 4 months, you could make $1,000 in commission if you bring 3 people into the business? 3 people. We're leaving so much money and free product on the table. This is huge, you guys. This is called the Besties program, okay? So listen to this. Sally comes in. She's a brand new consultant. She starts with a great start order, which means that's $600 wholesale or more, okay? She recruits 3 of her best friends. So that's her 3 besties within her first 4 months of joining. Each of her friends say, oh, well, Sally, you started with 600. I'm going to start with 600 too, okay? And Katie, you know what this is about. Your girls just kind of, some of them just did this, okay? Each of your friends starts like she did with a great start, 600 each. That's $1,800. Each of her friends, because she recruited them within her first 4 months, got to get in with the starter kit that's worth over $450 for $75 instead of $100. They get a $25 discount on their starter kit, okay? The $100 is a steal, but $75 is even more of a steal. Or they can do the $30. That's still available, the eStart. But I always say, get all the free stuff you can. Absolutely. Sally, yeah, here's what Sally's going to receive, you guys. Okay, Sally, this consultant. You guys need to understand this. $50 bonus for each brand new person because they were great start. That's $150. $100 bonus for being a first-time red jacket because she's got 3 active people. And anybody gets that. Anybody gets that $100 bonus. If each new recruit did the 600, like we said they did, that would be $1,800. Now, Deborah, this is where it's different from way back when. Do you know that if you have if you have 3 recruits, okay, you have 3 recruits, listen to this, your team, including your order, does less than $1,000, that's 4%. If they have $1,000 to $1,800, that's 6%. If they do $1,800 or more, you get 8% commission. So Sally Sue over here, her team did 1,800. I don't know what she did, but we're going to say 1,800 times 8%, you guys. That right there, if you add that up, that's $144. I mean, if you coach your people right, they should be coming in with their 3 best friends the minute they come in. Who doesn't want to do this with their best friends? I mean, think about it. So if they do this, their first month of coming out into the starting gate of Mary Kay, that's $144. Plus each of her recruits get a $100 bundle worth of free Mary Kay product because they each came in at $600. And get this, Sally, because she's building her team, do you know that the company has a team building free product bonus? She would get $220 in bundles of free product for each recruit. That's $600. You guys, that's $660 in free product. That's like the company giving you $660 cash. That's 100% profit. When you add that all up, the company is giving her $1,054 for doing this business with 3 of her best friends. Okay, all I can say to that.
Product bundles again. Explain the product
Yes.
bundles again.
Okay, the product bundles for Sally. So I'm going to use one of your new recruits as an example, Katie. So let's say Kimberly. I think she's still in her 4 month, maybe. I think. She may not be. I'm not sure, but she might be. If she recruited 3 people by the end of December and they all came in at 600, Kimberly would get $220 in free product. She'd get to pick out $210 bundles per recruit. Per recruit.
Do you have to get 3 to qualify for that?
No.
So in her first 4 months, if she recruits somebody that has a great start, she gets $220 from the company.
Exactly.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That is huge. That's huge. We're not telling them this. They're not nobody's knowing this. And that's why I wanted to do this Moving On Up Christmas coffee, because I'm like, come on, guys, we're missing the boat. I keep watching all of these other directors and their units recruiting 10, 15, 20 people. And I'm going, woo, what are y'all doing? And they said, Jill, that's huge. Why wouldn't anybody just come in and say, bring 3 of her best friends and say, do this? Even if they do just the $600 order and they do it with just some family just to get for personal use for a while. I mean, it's really, I just think that we're just not telling people. People don't, they know not what they know not. If we don't tell them, they don't know. Okay. Now a lot of people, I mean, I know we've got seasoned consultants and you guys are sitting here going, okay, well then what's the perk for me? What's the perk for me? Okay. First off, I'm going to have Katie tell you a little bit about, and I'm going to share with you some numbers that I think Katie's probably added up what she's made in the last 5 months. If not, I've done that, Katie. I figured it out. I calculated it. But Mary Kay consultant number 2, Sherry, is the seasoned consultant who recruits 3 new recruits in 1 month. 3 new recruits in 1 month. Now, this isn't gold medal. This is just a bronze medal. She recruits her first 3 team members. Each of her recruits start with a Great Start bundle of 600. Great Start 600. Each of her friends get a $100 bundle because they started at the 600. Sherry will receive the following in financial compensation. She gets $150 because she gets $50 bonus for each one of her recruits. $100 bonus because she's probably a first-time red jacket, or she could be. This is what you would get, Courtney, okay? If each new recruit did 600, she'll receive 8% of 1,800, which is $144. Right there, you're going to get $394 in commission. That's a $400 raise to yourself just for bringing in 4 of your friends to run with. Now, that doesn't mean it stops. Every time they order, you're going to get a check from the company. I mean, and Katie knows all about that because she's been getting it. Consultant number 3, Susie has, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm saying this, Katie, because you've got 4 active right now. You need to listen to this. If you had 5 active, okay, you will receive more money. If you have a total of 5 recruits and you recruited 3 in 1 month, you're going to get a $150 bonus, $50 for each one. If you have 5 ordering, okay, if you have 5, let's say your 3 come in, they each do a 600, and you got 2 of your other ones that ordered, okay? So you've got 1,800 because each one of your new ones did 600, okay? Then your 2 existing consultants did at least a 225. We're going to say $450. That's $2,250. That's $2,250 team production, okay? Take that times, and you're going to do a $600 order, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't, you're only going to get a 9% commission. If you order a 600 and you have 5 people ordering, that goes to 13%. My job as your director is to catch that. So I'm telling you, I've caught that. I'm telling you right now. So you would get $292.50. I don't like to leave any money on the table. It's like right there, that total for you, Katie, moving up and having 5 people order and you order a 600, your commission for that month with those 3 recruits would be $450.50. I'm telling you guys this because there is, I mean, I crunch numbers all the time. Deborah knows, she's known me long enough. At the end of every month, I make sure I don't miss a certain bonus by a certain amount because it's silly to. Why would I miss a $200 bonus or a $300 bonus and I needed to just place a $100 more order? I mean, it becomes a no-brainer. So you are CEO of your own little Mary Kay business. So it is up to us to figure out to not leave anything on the table. Okay. So I want to share with you some statistics before I have Katie share with you what she's loved most about sharing the career opportunity with her team members. Katie has been really in Mary Kay her whole life. But when she came into the business, and I'm going to say this because I think this is really good, Katie, for everybody to hear. Do you remember when you first came in, you were trying to do the Pearls of Sharing calls or the career chats? And we called, I think, at least 20 or 30 people. We reached out to that many, and we did 3-way calls. And we didn't recruit anybody. But I kept telling you, one day it's going to happen. I kept saying, Katie, don't give up. It's a numbers game. You're going to recruit 1 out of 5. And if you don't get them in the first 50, you'll get 10 eventually. It'll come. And guess what? It did 5 months ago. 5 months ago, and I'm going to read this to you. 5 months ago, she had 0 recruits on her team. She now has a total of 6. Okay. She has 4 that are active. And she received the $100 first time red jacket bonus. Okay. She, I'm gonna just tell you, in July, she received $103, give or take, I'm estimating. August, it was about 40. And September, it was 80, about 85. In October, it was 150. And in November, it was almost $200. That does not count the great start $50 bonus she got for each one of those recruits. So I've totaled it all up. $100 bonus, 4 new, she got $872 is what she has added to her income in the last 5 months because she's shared the career opportunity and she's building a team. That's almost 1,000. Now, I know to a lot of people that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'll be really honest, Katie, and I think you will be really honest. I mean, have you put in like 40 hours a week? I mean, excruciating pain. I mean, this has just been way too much work. Or can you say you've been having fun and maybe working? You tell us what you've been working per month, Mary Kay.
Recruiting? Not even an hour a week. Just regular sales, I feel like it's maybe 2 hours, 3 hours a week. I feel like once, and I don't know, I'm new to the area, so once people kind of figured out that I was in, they just like, hey, I hear you sell, and they just kind of find me, which is fun.
So what are you most excited about sharing the career opportunity? What has been the most exciting part? I mean, what have you really found joy in?
Oh, helping other girls get started for sure. It's been fun. Like some of them I know really well, and we've gotten to just like do like a different level of friendships. That's been fun. And then some it's like we were friends, but I didn't feel like we were super close friends. But now it's, I don't know, just building that friendship and then like seeing them super excited. Like Stevie called me the other day and she's like, guess what? And somebody found her on her website, and it was, you know, somebody she'd never talked to, but they wanted to order from her, and she was just super excited. So just like seeing that joy that it brings them is very fun for me. The money's nice too. I mean, that's a nice little bonus, but yeah, it's definitely, that's not my motivation by any means. It's fun just to see that little spark. And I know some of them, what they do for a living isn't always the most rewarding, or it's exhausting for them. So having that extra just little outlet is good for all of us, I know, but some of them specifically.
Well, what do you think, what was the switch that flipped in your brain, do you think? Because I know we did those calls and then we took a pause and then we decided to go ahead. What do you think it was that you did in your brain with the switch? Because the floodgates started to open. What did you do you think?
Yeah, that was definitely April that did that for me, because I've never even met April to this day. I feel like we're friends, but we've never met face to face. But she literally was looking to start a business, and my tax accountant hooked us up, and she's like, oh, I know a lady. And so she signed up under me, like no work of my own. And then she's killing it. So Jill's like, you might want to get some commission on that. And so that was definitely my motivation at first. And then I think when I was doing those calls back when I first started, I didn't quite get all of the benefits of Mary Kay. Like I knew the product and I knew the commission, like that type of stuff, but I didn't get like the girlfriend time and just like the outlet that it gives you and like the intangible benefits. So I think that's made it easier for me to genuinely want other people to do it, not just for myself, but for them.
Well, and I have to say, I want you to know, Katie, that you have touched a lot of people's lives in our unit because, you know, you have that ability to, that warmth and that way of explaining that it's way more than any money. It's more about the relationships. And I think that's what's really cool. And honestly, I'll be honest, I think that the COVID, it's helped me step up the game to be able to do virtual. And I think it's been awesome because I've gotten to watch you, Courtney, and Cassie Dalbum, and, you know, Jamie Swanks, and these people that are in all these different areas get to feed off of each other and bounce ideas off of each other, you know, and I think that's been a real benefit. I think that's helped a lot. So thank you for that. That's awesome.
Thank you. And yeah,
but you have a gift, I will say. You're just very genuine and sweet and sincere. And I think that your team just really gravitates to you. So congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. I feel like that's
so now we just need to we got to get those five active. There's somebody else out there.
Yeah, but it has been good. Like even Courtney and I were talking, what was that, last week, Courtney? And it's like, we haven't met in person, but I feel like we know each other. And it's just kind of fun to be like, hey, how are you doing this? And like getting ideas from each other. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's exciting to me. And it just really gives me God bumps because this is all I've been wanting is for my unit to be able to feed off of each other and to have mentorship and sisterhood. And Deborah knows that. We have been to so many retreats together, and I wouldn't, even if you paid me $1 million or took away $1 million, you could never take away that time that friendship we built. It's been incredible. And so, Deborah, you might share from a seasoned consultant's perspective what you thought about, you know, sharing the opportunity with others.
Yeah, you know, I have been in Mary Kay for a long time, and so I've done it as very, very full time, driven a free car, and then I have done it just part time for kind of some fun mad money. So I feel like I've done it in lots of different. I've done it married, I've done it divorced, I've done it as grandmother, you know, as a single mom, and so I think one of the things that's really been great in when you bring someone else into the business is that you are introducing those women to some independence and some autonomy. Sometimes things happen in our lives and we feel like we just don't have any control over our own paths in life. And at one of those many retreats that we were at, I heard a speaker say that Mary Kay is one of the very best self-help programs out there, and you make a little money along the way. And it's absolutely true. And so when you bring other women in, I absolutely know that that there's something in Mary Kay that's going to bless them. And it might be the money. It might be the money because they need that extra money to get the rent paid that month. There was in my life where literally Mary Kay helped me make it to the end of my month every single month. Whether I was working it full time or working it as a side gig, Mary Kay was the thing helping me make it to my month. So it might be the money that's going to bless them. It might be that girlfriend that's going to bless them. It might be all those wonderful speakers who just speak life to us that might bless them. It might be the product, because they might be dealing with some skin issues or their children are dealing with skin issues. But I just absolutely know when I bring someone into this business, I'm bringing them into blessings. They will be blessed by something in this business. So that's been the best thing for me.
You're muted, Jill.
Oopsie. I always do that. I get so excited and I start talking. Yeah, I can't control my excitement sometimes, but But Deborah, thank you so much, because, the friendship that we have had is just, it's priceless, and I love all the friendships I have with my Mary Kay girlfriends, and they're lifelong. They're lifelong. They're not conditional. They are unconditional. And it's just amazing. And we help each other through even other life difficulties or stumbling blocks that we go through. And I think that's really neat too, to have that sister bonding, that wonderful bonding to help and lift each other up. Mary Kay always says, you know what, you may fall, but we're going to clap and cheer you on, because you're going to look really good when you fall. So don't worry about it. We'll pick you right back up. So thank you guys. Thank you for sharing. Now, Courtney, I want to ask you from a perspective of hearing what Katie and Deborah both said. I would like for you, do you have any, what are some questions, concerns? I mean, I think this is really good. I want to have an open dialogue. And so go ahead and ask any questions that you'd want to ask. And maybe we can, between the three of us, we'll help you out.
I don't know. I guess my biggest question is, how do you, I know sometimes with some people, just the conversation just comes up naturally. So it just happens and it just flows easy. But what about those people like, oh yeah, I love it, but not right now? Or do you go back to them because you don't want to bug them? But you also, sometimes you just get that feeling in your heart that it would be great for them and they just need to be in this little bubble and they just need it. They need it. You just get that feeling. So I don't want to push those people away and bug them too much. But what do you guys do?
Okay, that's a great question.
So, Jill, I think things are a little bit different now, but I do remember hearing I think it was at a career conference, that it takes 5 to 6 exposures before most women go ahead and decide to join the business. And so inviting them to a lot of those different events is a good idea. And I would always just tell them, look, I know you said this isn't for you right now. That's awesome. I always need, guests and models to try things. So for right now, if you would be happy just being my guinea pig for new, for our new products or our new looks or anything, that would be great. And if you want to consider joining as we go, that would be great too. And just kind of take that pressure off of them and let them know that you're inviting them because you like their company. You're inviting them because you need someone to practice on, because we absolutely do need someone to practice on, and you need feedback. And then just take that pressure off by saying, I'm not trying to pressure you to join the company. I just know you like the product. I know you like the vibe of everything, and you'd be a great person for me to kind of bring to these events. So I hope that we start having events again because that was always something that worked for me. So I don't know.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I think
Thank
I agree
you.
with that.
Katie.
I know personally, some of the girls, it's I just had that feeling, I know it would be good for them. I just had that God feeling that they needed it. And so just remaining really respectful of hey, I get it that you don't want to do it. That's totally fine. But also being honest that it's I just feel like I'm supposed to tell you. So just let me tell you, and let kind of turn it help me out, because I need to tell you. And just remaining not pushy, but just persistent that I really do want to spend time with you in this way. And I think it's been, like I said, it's been really good for a lot of my friendships, that the girls that have joined. And so I know when I had done, so the reason I joined is my mom needed somebody to listen to Jill talk about Mary Kay. And I was like, oh, I'll help you get a free massage or whatever. Because for me, it was I could help her out. That's no problem. That was very low pressure. And Jill is very genuine about giving real compliments. And that's my love language, is words of affirmation. And so I remember that. And so she's been very good about telling me to give them genuine compliments, something that you mean, because we all know that you get those compliments that you find out later they had an ulterior motive and it's just not genuine. So definitely being honest with them. And the girls that you're gosh, I don't know, I have patients that every time I see them, I'm oh, I just really enjoy them. And just articulating that to them, I think, is important, whether they join or not, just that they know that.
That's awesome. That's great. And That is so true. And I know Courtney has heard me say, and I will continue to say this, because it may not be the reason that you may not be led to them. I pray, like you guys, I prayed over the names of who I invited to this coffee. I mean, I did, because I have learned over the years that I need to be obedient, because it's not my right to decide who is in that position and who needs that help or not. In other words, it's not up to us. It's up to, that guy up there that's just going to say, put somebody on your heart. It's just going to put somebody on your heart. And it may not be for them to join in, like Katie said. It may not be for them to join the business. It might be that you're supposed to just have a customer relationship with them, or just to be in their space because they need to talk to you. I have a little old lady. She's the sweetest lady ever. And she calls me at least once every other month and says, I need you just to stop by. And she says, I'm going to find something I want to buy because I just need to talk to you. I just want to talk. And I said, you don't need to buy anything for me to come over to talk. And she said, oh, you just come over. So I go over and we just talk and we talk. But it's just that, it's the warmth. I mean, it's just, I don't know, something about that. And just being able to have something in your life that you have a gift that you can offer and you can be there for them. It's kind of like Katie, you always said, moving into Stanton, Iowa, just gave you a good opportunity. It's sad that we have to have that extra reason, but it's a lot easier to say, hey, will you just come over and try this? And then you become friends. I just think that's a cool introduction to a lifelong friendship. I mean, it's awesome. Okay. And so I always say, I believe in scripts. Now, I know a lot of people say they're not genuine, but you know what? I have learned from the best of them. And so I worked up the script for you guys. And if you truly, truly want to move up in the Mary Kay business, I'm just going to tell you, I always hated, I did not like, because I love people. So I never liked anybody to say it's a numbers game. But even Mary Kay herself, numbers will never lie, but life happens to people. And it's not because everybody's running around and they're thinking that we're being pushy, or it's because their life. It's life, you guys. People have life happening all the time. So it takes talking to a lot of people to sometimes find that person that's really, really needing something at that moment. That's not to say those other people might not need it later. So you need to talk to at least 5 to typically find one that's in a place in their life that they're going to want to join this business. It'll usually take one out of 5 that you talk to. Okay. So it's kind of like trying to, I had a story about the pony, and I don't know if Deborah remembers this, but there were 2 little kids, one that was real positive, one that was real negative. And they were only probably about 5 or 6. And the mom could not figure out why. So she went to a psychologist, and they said, well, put them in 2 separate rooms. And we're going to put a whole bunch of little pony manure, in there with them. And she goes, oh my gosh, why would you do that? He goes, just watch. And we're going to have a camera. We're going to watch what they do. Okay. The one little boy sat in the corner and cried 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 and cried. And he just cried and he was complaining and he was like, it stinks. I don't like it. Blah, 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 blah. And then the other one, they turned the camera on and they were looking at him, and he was digging like crazy through all this manure, all this pony manure. And they brought the kids out and they set them down individually and they asked him what was going on. And the little boy that was crying said, I just couldn't stand it. It just stunk so bad. It was awful. And then they said, okay. And they went to the other little boy and they said, well, why were you digging? What were you doing? And he said, well, in all this manure, there's a pony in here somewhere. So sometimes we have to dig through the manure to find lots of ponies. So I don't know how else to put it, but it's, we have to go through, instead of saying you have to dig through the, whatever, you do. I mean, sometimes. So just pray about it. But here is the script, guys, that I have picked out for you. And I'm going to send this to you guys. If you would like it in an email, make sure that you message me back. But here's the script. It says, hey, Hope you're doing great. Could you do me a huge favor? I'm currently doing a training course with my Mary Kay director, and I am needing 10 of my friends to do a quick 10-minute three-way career chat over the phone. I know Mary Kay is not something you would ever be interested in, but this would help me finish my training if you could schedule this quick call before Christmas. Trying to get this training done before the new year. You will get a free gift from me just for helping me out. What day and time could you squeeze a quick 10-minute call in to help a girl out? Thank you so very much. That's it, girls. That's it. I mean, it's simple. It's short. It's, boom. It's real easy to do. And, I used to not like doing it that way, but I'll tell you what, it was the truth. I really wanted to finish some training. I wanted to learn a little bit more, and it may be for them and it may not be for them, but you won't know, and they don't really know. And the thing is they're just helping you out. They're helping you with some training, because every time you do a career chat, I can honestly tell you that every time you do a career chat, you'll learn more and more about the Mary Kay business. Okay. One last thing I just want to show you guys, and then I've got one last thing to read. This is a little bit about directorship. I will also email this to anybody like it, but these are all the wonderful reasons for directorship. And I'm just going to tell you about these real quick, just the bottom line, okay? We have a unit of over 150, okay? And so a unit of 100, that means once you become a director, this is what your income would look like. About $87,000 a year. Okay. And I will tell you, these numbers are right on. $87,000 a year. This does not count your sales. This is just your commissions, your career car, everything all rolled into one. A unit of 80 is about 68,000, and a unit of 45 is about 51,000, and a unit of 35, which is a baby unit, is about 38,000. Now, I'll be really honest, you guys, with this. I'm telling you that the company's been around so long that research and those numbers are pretty much right on. They are right on. And I will tell you that no matter the stumbling blocks that I've come across, the things that I have had happen, and I'll just be honest, I've been in this 31 years, and so I've seen lots of things happen. I've been through a lot of life struggles and different things. And all the no's, any no's that I've ever gotten, they're diminished completely just by the many lives and women I have built relationships with. When you have your mom sitting next to you who's never had a job outside of raising her 4 daughters, sitting at seminar, who just won a free car in Mary Kay, who didn't think that she was capable of ever having a job or doing anything. She was always known as Jim Schartz's wife. She never had any identity. And when she turns to you at seminar in Dallas, and tears are streaming down her face, and she grabs your hand. I'm going to try not to get emotional. And she says, "Thank you so very much for this opportunity, because I never would have known I could do anything outside of being your mom." And we went to pick up not one free car, but 2 free cars. And she has told me to this day, she said, "I know if anything ever happened to your dad, I could take care of myself, because I know what to do with Mary Kay." And, just to know that, and that peace of mind, to know that you made a difference in even just one person's life, makes this life worth it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It really is. It's an incredible, incredible gift to be able to give somebody that kind of peace of mind, serenity. And it was a very neat moment. And there's so many neat moments. But unless we put ourselves out there, we don't experience those kind of moments. And sometimes we have to let go and let God. So hit your knees and start praying about who you should be talking to. Okay, I'm going to send you guys. Did you guys all bring your 10? Do you have your 10 names? I told you were supposed to bring along with your coffee or cocoa. Okay, good girl. So I'm going to be sending the script And I want that sent out to 10 of your friends. Okay. So I'll send you that script. Does anybody have any quick questions before I read our closing? Because I've got one thing to read and then I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go build gingerbread houses.
Jill, did you want me to talk about that coffee and cream thing?
Yes. Well, you know what? I'm going to have you do that Monday night, if that's okay.
Okay. Yep.
Will that work? So you guys, we do have our Mary Kay Jillionaires Monday night meeting at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be doing StreamYard, and I'm having brand new consultant Leslie Bender. She is a sorority sister of mine that joined, and she did her Facebook holiday party and had sold over $400 worth. And so I was really excited for her. So she wants to be on and share a little bit about that because she's going to try to hold a couple more before Christmas. But she's going to be on. And Katie, if you could be on, that'd be great. Can you do the StreamYard, or would you like to just do post?
No, I can be on. That's fine.
Okay, awesome. I'll send you the StreamYard link if I can.
Sounds good.
That'd be awesome. Okay, guys, I've got one last thing. I'm going to close with this. This is really one of my favorite poems. I think this pretty much sums up everything when it comes to sharing. Many of you guys have heard this before, but when I heard this poem, it made me think. It really made me think, because I know a lot of us are faith-based and we're faith-filled and we go to church. And one thing that's always brought to my attention is we don't have the right to take anything away from anybody else. In other words, who are we to make decisions for stepping out of our comfort zone and letting go and letting God? And shame on us if we don't. So when I read this really puts it into perspective for me, and it really makes me think. I have a gift. I should share it. It's up to them to decide whether they want to open that gift or not. So maybe she needs me. Many of you have heard this. This really makes me think. It has been a long day. I was finishing a task, and as I hurried past her, a little voice said, "Ask." "Oh, not today," I told myself. "I'm tired, and it shows. Besides, I might look foolish, and she'd likely say no." While drifting off to sleep that night, I saw her face again. I wondered what her life was like, her needs, her dreams, her pain. What if she'd been wishing for a friendly word and smile, a chance to know somebody who would go the extra mile? What if she'd been waiting for a break, an open door? Was this the opportunity that she'd been praying for? I saw the cars, the Mary Kay cars she might not drive, the rings possibly she would never wear, because I would not risk myself to stop, to ask, to care. So what if what I offer her, what if I offer it and it's not her cup of tea? That's a choice for her to make. How selfish can I be? Oh, let me live the true go give, and let my mission be not to think, do I need her? But maybe, just maybe, she needs me. That really hits home, girls, for me all the time. I read it often, because we need to take the I out of everything so we can actually see the true gift that others can bring, for sure. Okay, girls, thank you so much. And I'll email you guys all the handouts so you can see them. But thank you so much for doing this, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jill. Can you
see you guys later.
Can you send us that poem?
Can I what?
Sorry. Can you send that poem?
Yes, I will send it.
Thank you.
I will do it. Okay, we'll see you guys later. I'm going to go build gingerbread houses.